Alright, that's an old videotape. I had that on, even I had that on, had it on 3/4 inch. I was trying to show it to UMAC. I was trying to show it to a producer on the right kind of thing, and it broke. That was when I was married. I made it originally for my wife and my daughter. Let's see, they're 85, yeah. I didn't know I had that copy. I got a bunch of stuff in here. That thing is for exercise. And a box there, and a box there. I'm gonna have to have a band, for the my campaign. I got options, I'm gonna take it to heart. I got my battlefield is only in TV land. That's the only sane battlefield I got. Gun ain't gonna do me no good. This here is the Intendor. Made that. Played it publicly last night. Had a good time. It was good for me. I don't put on the hair light anymore. It makes the camera do weird stuff. So here's my cockpit. This is my submarine. This is my submarine desk. I need an infusion. I'll sell the Intendor. I'll sell these things I'm making to play. They're unusual. So the radio show, I'm calling it a radio show because when I started out it looked so ugly. And it's supposed to be a feed read of daily read feed of what people are thinking about. Look at this. This is terrible. I'm here. You can see me. I hope you can see me. I hope I stay in focus. Look here. I had a thing going with my buddy Vince out there in Hawaii because I was talking about the ending the drug war as the main thing to do. That's the only reason I'm going to run for U.S. Senate instead of some local office. It's sort of a travesty around here locally. Nobody's running. Unopposed for Carborough, mayor. I don't know about I think some alderman seats are opposed or could be opposed. You got short time to register to run for office. I wish somebody would run, if for nothing else, because democracy needs that kind of conflict, needs parliamentary procedures as well. Robert's Rules of Order, that was written by an engineer, Henry Roberts. His family still gets money. They keep doing it again. They keep revising it. But that's the way to go. He makes money. His partner's kids get money for his work. He was broke a lot of his life. Okay, so the big deal with, I ended up talking about the Insuro dollar, which is my greatest gift to the world. Not like they're asking me, but there it is. I offer it, based on human capital, ought to be understandable to the southern states of the former Confederacy that based their economy on slave deeds and mortgages on slaves, gambling just like they were doing back in the there have been a couple of depressions, I think it was 1840, so we had the Mexican-American War, and then it was the Civil War. The human capital of the slaves was what the owners wanted to expand to the west. Going west, young man, wasn't going to work out if they were going to be competing with slave labor. What was the point of that? Grant was a great general. He's a hero, but I read his memoirs. I hated the way he really viewed the extermination of Native Americans. He had a cold heart, really, when it came to some things, and he did really appreciate power. I know he really kind of liked having that power as a general. There's a story of him, being able to say, "Oh, I helped this woman." If the Southerners really had, besides slave labor, had regarded Sherman as a liberator, it'd been a different story. But they'd been sold nationalism. That's all that was left. Lee invaded and lost. What did I have to say? Okay, listen, I got some old notes. This is my current thing. Intendor after party thoughts. Because should I try to make an Intendor guitar or make an Intendor bass like a real one. I got little drawings. I make these notes. A commercial for me and my plans. Oh, to spawn from here. Like if I go become U.S. Senator and you pay me, you know, well, I'd have to use money, a lot of it, for PT and AIDS to get me there, because I have psoriatic arthritis and I'm in constant pain. I need a lot of help. I know a lot about the healthcare system. My wife does too, filling out forms. You should see pictures of me. I look like I look pretty bad. A few years ago I was dying. I nearly died a couple times. I had that MRSA infection. Dr. Shahum saved my life. Now I want to put in a good word for pen, peg, pickups. That's what I'm making my musical instruments with. Pen, peg, pickups. I appreciate a good product. It's helped me be more creative. I've been a creative economist now. But it's sad that locally in the town I live in, nobody else is running for mayor, when I'm sure some of the other offices aren't opposed. From here to a new nation, not made of war, for your territory. That was kind of the thing about America, is in the international community, America was supposed to be better than the European nations and their kings that squabbled and killed people and had their armies go to get more territory, like what kind of Putin thing is doing over in the Ukraine to distract his people from his mismanagement and looting of the goods, good faith citizens' work over all these years. 100 years since Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines, when we betrayed our soul, the soul of America. That's when we went in there, and Mahan wrote a book about battleships. We had to have battleships, not a Coast Guard. Coast Guard wasn't good enough. What other notes I got? Oh, when will China have a Hollywood or a Bollywood? Well, it's working on it, but they don't like free speech. Free speech in America is the last thing that we got going. That's our last great thing about. I stay here because I got family. I got a wife. I got a mother-in-law. My mother died here. My father contributed greatly in a lot of ways as a soldier. I mean, he was a soldier. He got shot at. He had a combat pin. It's a big deal, you know. I was wearing it one time. God gave me a hard time. I got to really understanding it better. You learn these things. Sometimes every now and then somebody points out you got a flaw. You don't understand the whole deal. But he said it was okay. It was my father's. It was my father's. The legacy of my father. Somebody's calling. I gotta find out who it is. Anyway, Facebook, what is it that Facebook got to say? Wireless caller. Let me find out real quick who this is. I can't stop my show. Hey, who's calling? Ed, hey buddy, hold on a second. I was doing my radio show. Hold on, I gotta stop.